Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of HR to CHRO. And today we have Miss Shree Agarwal with us, who remarkably became an HR head within 12 years of starting her career. We'll be asking her about it, but let me introduce her first. So, she started her career with Reliance Infra and then she joined Adani Electricity, and currently she is at Midday HR head. So, welcome, Shree. Thanks for giving us time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here, Amitji. I think as HR professionals, we spend most of our time listening to everyone else's stories. So it really feels nice, being on this side of the table and have an opportunity to express your own experiences as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shri. So I want to ask you the secret of your success, because becoming an HR head in 12, 13 years is relatively speaking a faster trajectory. And but I'll come to that later. First, I want to ask you, why did you decide to start your career in HR?
Okay. Honestly, my journey into HR was never an overnight plan. It evolved through people, mostly with my upbringing and life experiences. So, I come from a family where two different worlds existed, in a very beautiful manner. My late father, Sri Ravindra, he was a hardcore businessman, okay, extremely disciplined, practical, and deeply focused on work ethics, I should say, and commitment. So, what happened watching him closely silently taught me a sense of ownership, resilience, and of course, building credibility over actions. These all things were done in a very unsaid manner at home. Then there is my beautiful mom, Miss Anuradha, who even today helps me, tying the knot in my day-to-day life and work. And from her, like every mom does, from her I learned patience, emotional balance, mainly handling relationships with warmth and kindness. So somewhere, Amitji, I think between these two mindsets, like my father's business mindset and my mom's human approach, I slowly started realizing that, I naturally connect with people. I get involved. I understand the human behavior. It was very easy for me to understand that what career I have to build in. And during the initial journey of my education, I went through the management studies and I opted with HR as my majors, and I landed up doing MBA in HR. And honestly, the more I studied HR, the deeper I read about it, I understood one thing at least, that it is not only about recruitment or policies that has been shown in the academic books. It is something much, much more. And of course, that cannot be read, that has to be experienced. So there were a lot of internship programs in my initial days of my career. I underwent that. And I understood that HR is psychology, HR is a business, HR is what? Crisis management, HR is relationship building. And today, with experience, I say HR is even silent counseling.
Very nice.
Yeah. And that's what make the field so exciting for me. Over the journey so far, I am really connected to all the people in this fraternity, and this keeps me passionate about this field.
Very nice. So, see, I remember talking to one of my CEOs. He was saying, that he gets bored. He doesn't like doing what he does because he has to engage with people so much, motivate them, and be use psychology, do the counseling, etc. So, but listening to you, it becomes apparent that what you are doing. So, you're using both the left brain, which you maybe acquired from your father, the scientific way of going about business, how to improve the business side, and also the emotional side, which maybe you learned from your mom. And so HR, would you say, is the maybe the only career or only career option where a person can use both the brains, both left brain
Absolutely,
and right brain, and
absolutely.
and which is
Very rightly mentioned. Yes.
which is why it makes it so exciting, because you get to challenge yourself for both the worlds.
Absolutely. So people think that HR is on the softer side. So, only one side of the brain is in use, but that's not true. It's not really easy handling and dealing, say, 500 or even 100 people day in, day out. So you do require your left and right, your logical side thinking as well, along with the soft skills that you have. And I must say today, Amitji, that kindness is the most underrated leadership skill. Sorry to say, but then this is what I feel. And kindness, I should say, isn't being just, a soft. I think it is much more than that. It's in fact strong enough to lead with compassion. So a person having kindness in him or her is something I respect more. That person is stronger than the person who doesn't have. So this is one of the core leadership skill which I think every professional should have, not only HR, but every professional should have.
Very right, very perfect. Gandhi ji, who
Hmm.
36 crore people to follow him. Now, who would call him
Hmm.
soft? He would always raise his voice against injustice. People may think that he was soft, but he wasn't actually soft.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're very right.
Very nice. So, see, secrets of success. What are your secrets of success? So that you could, reach the CXO level within 12 years. And for the young HR professionals or for the young professionals who would be listening to this podcast, uh, what would you like to tell them as your secrets of success?
I honestly feel that there's no dramatic scene or secret of success, at least for me. It has always been a small, consistent moments. So if I have to remember, I think there was a challenging day in my office work where multiple things were happening. So one, I had to make some presentation in the big business meeting wherein all the numbers were involved. And second, at the same time, there was some major incident, safety incident taken place in my site. That is a field job. And third, I was recent back from the maternity. So I was trying to balance my professional and personal responsibilities. So everything was going up, together on that particular day. Somehow that day passed, and few days later there was this one person who just walked out to me and said, you somehow managed the pressure without making us feel pressured. This is a very simple statement this person uh, commented on. And believe me, Amitji, this line stayed with me. I realized that leadership is not just about handling tasks successfully. Leadership is handling energies successfully. So, especially in HR, people don't just come to you for task or work. They have anxiety, emotions, expectation, frustrations, and I think even silence inside them, right? So, I mean, as for my experience, I feel that my growth has not come from being the smartest in the room.
Mhm.
It has come from how I've handled people and situation consistently.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is what. And if I have to honestly summarize my journey in HR and whatever little success I have achieved till now, I would say simple follow three P's. Okay, first is passion. Without genuinely loving what you do, I think consistency will be difficult. And perseverance. Careers will never be linear. There will be failures, there'll be pressure phase, there'll be self doubts, and moments wherein things wouldn't go as per your planning. But then, guys, don't give up. And third, the crux of this fraternity, people. I genuinely believe that no one grows alone. Every stage of life teaches you through people. Then it can be mentor, family, mother, father, boss, anyone. So you have to grow along together, right, with different experiences. So, especially in HR, if you stop understanding people, you stop growing. This is a very simple funda which I follow.
Yeah. So you mentioned self-doubt, perseverance,
Hmm.
resilience to overcome the self-doubts. Now, at the young age, the listeners that we generally have, people who are at the young age, sometimes or many a times they may have self-doubt. So would you like to share some
Abs-
example where at the starting of your journey, how did you handle those self-doubts and overcame them?
So, as you said in the initial start of this podcast, that in 12 years, I got an opportunity to start with HR head, right? So, before 12 years, of course, I was not at this level. I was a HR BP spoke at handling a particular vertical in Adani.
Correct.
So imagine when I get a call or when I'm selected for directly representing a position of HR head, and the reporting is directly to the managing director. In the last 12 years, wherein I haven't seen the face of managing director in those organizations, and today I just have to report in and out to the managing direction. Of course, there was a self doubt. Yeah. There was a hitch that how would I be able to perform? Am I the right person to perform this role? So more than the other benefits and the CTC power, I feel there was a self doubt in me whether should I take this role? Will I be able to justify? But then, yes, in my case, always family has been a support and a strong pillar. I went through it. I went through my guts. I went through the push of my parents, and I did take this job. Yeah. In the initial few months, the things were not really very comfortable because getting in the mode of leadership all of a sudden, getting wearing a hat of a boss, you can say, where you have to take decision. I think leadership doesn't come just with a title. So I didn't want it. I didn't want any time in my career that I'll be named across my title. It is always that I should be known by the work that I do. So I had this pressure inside me. Will I be able to justify it? Will I suffice this role? But then off late later, when you understand the business, when you connect with people, when you have the objective very clear, I think things become very easy and smooth. So yes, guys, self-doubt will be there at times in your life. But then more than that, your inner gut, your inner strength to work hard towards it will take you away. I mean, from this doubt section.
Very nice. So the obvious learning is that whatever challenge is there, take up that challenge.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you'll never
Yeah,
know whether you'll be able to overcome it or not. And take support from your family, from your friends, everywhere.
that you require. Yeah.
Go for it.
That you anyways require. We cannot think that we are 100 on 100 all the time, right? Sundays are not every day. So we will require coaching, we will require counseling, but then you have to be open to it. The ego part shouldn't be there that how can I go to someone and I still ask my managing director if I have any query in terms of my day to day strategic thoughts. So there is no shame in asking, checking, learning. I tell my team that you should every day rather learn, unlearn, learn, unlearn. Only then we'll be able to fix out, new fundas in our mind and we can move ahead.
Very nice. Very nice. Very powerful. So ask for genuine help, and people will help you if you, like you said, if you're consistent. So if you have
Yeah.
performed consistently, then your trust factor would be that much higher in the people's eyes, and only then, you'll be. I mean, not only then, but the chances of your getting help will improve if the consistency is there.
Absolutely. Consistency is the key, which today's generation should focus on. And long term ownership, I would say these two terms.
Very nice.
So so long term ownership and consistency, if it is fixed in your mind, I don't think so you will face a major problem or challenge in your career.
All right. So Shri, one more thing. See, there is one more secret of success which I can see. See, when I started
Yes.
my career around 29 years,
Hmm.
that time HR was looked in a certain way.
Hmm.
See, it was only manufacturing services. Software industry had just started. There was no insurance. There was no banking. ICICI
Right.
was launched in 96, 1 year before I started my career. So it was only manufacturing, and HR was, it was more of IR rather than HR. And HR was taken as a support function,
Firefighting. Yeah.
firefighting, and all those attendance policies and all those things. And now cut to now where HR, because like you said, that kindness, people management, especially in the Gen Z environment and with all the changes that we see all around, the disruptions, the pandemics and everything,
Correct.
people's emotions has become a much more critical factor. So cut to
Hmm.
now where HR is now a strategic partner with the seat at the table, and their business understanding is also valued before every business decision. Their inputs are sought, which, like you mentioned, that you learned from your father, the
Hmm.
left way. So understanding business and combining it, balancing it with the people's emotions, how much has that helped you in your career? And what would be your advice to young HR professionals, that how should they go about it, about learning business?
Uh, okay. So learning business is first key point that any one of us should do. I think HR is the one of the most what I should say, one of the most fluid profession. By the word fluid, I mean you can work in any industry across. I mean you don't have any restrictions. Why? Because we deal with people. Everywhere you'll find people, right? So first thing is that you should have business mindset. Now how should you have that? When you enter a business, you should learn about the business. Again, not a one night or 1 week's game. You have to sit across with the stakeholders, discuss their challenges, understand what they appreciate. And each and every stakeholder will look HR with different lens. So understanding the lens, the perspectives also will give you an insight, okay, in which direction you have to perform. So, along with understanding business, you have to understand your stakeholders
Mhm.
as well.
Very nice.
And then coming to the softer side, it is people. People, they are not born with any SOPs. I think the most volatile species. I mean, you should take this as a, I wouldn't say challenge. It's a very interesting thing. Like every day you come up with, like we see, like so if midday it is, midday comes out every day with a new product, right? Same news cannot be published every day, right? Similar thing. Every day you'll not find same people, same challenges, same appreciation. No, every day is gonna be different. Every hour is gonna be different for you. So this is so interesting, yeah. I mean, there's no monotism in this profile. And it's always, I enjoy doing whatever I'm doing. So I would just say to summarize one, business mindset, second, stakeholder management, which involves to understand their perspectives, their lens. And third, the softer side is just have kindness in your heart.
Very nice. Very
Things will
powerful.
flow very smooth.
Correct. Stakeholder management, very powerful. We'll come back to it. You also mentioned not having any ego. And I find this also very powerful. So, some more thoughts or examples on how you did not mind doing things which maybe, pertain to ego, and how those helped you, those actions, those decisions helped you. And why is it?
That's every day. I mean, okay. So ego is a very short three-letter word, but it comes very heavy inside each of us, right? Um, Again, we have been doing here a lot of healing sessions, Amiji. So
Oh,
by healing, I say we do sound healing. We
very,
have various manifesting workshops that we do. So we try to heal the inner we.
very
So
nice.
I focus on this. I mean, of course, there are alongside a exhaustive training calendar as well. But I feel if you try to adapt or change your inner self, automatically things will change,
Very nice.
right? So when I hit the inner V, and of course I am equally a part of that session, I'm the most enthusiastic person sitting there. You realize that what you are, yeah, what you are from within, and if you realize that, I think you'll treat the person who is in front of you with the same intention and the same flow. You'll not consider that person as a second person.
Very nice.
You'll think that, okay, this is me. I'm just looking myself in a mirror. You understand? So if the intent is so pure, okay, the objective is clear. I mean, there is no filter. You don't require any filter.
Very nice. Very powerful. So, by the way, I am a Reiki master and I'm an energy healer.
Oh,
So, would you say that
awesome.
having a spiritual mindset, does it help a leader?
Yes, absolutely. It helps you in balancing your emotions,
Very nice.
and balancing is an art.
Correct. Because anyway, we are so, there are so many issues that unless we balance our emotions, how as an HR person we can help others. See,
Absolutely.
we also talked about that HR is also crisis management, and it's also about counseling people along with ownership and resilience, and so some and psychology. So some examples of crisis management that you managed, and how did you you did not shy away. See, taking up this post of the leadership HR had in itself was a challenge. Some more examples, if you could share on the challenges, especially in the younger part of the journey, the challenges which are usually faced by youngsters, and how they should go about it.
So crisis management, I think, is a part and parcel of this role. Okay, it is just that how you take it. Now, if I have to give you one example, let me think about it because it's everyday's role. It's so normal. It's new normal for me now. Yeah, I mean,
So
um,
people generally when they join, I'll tell you, people generally when they join HR,
hmm,
now they're supposed to, like you, like we discussed, they're supposed to know about business. That is
hmm,
one. Secondly, if they're looking for a career in HR, so either they decide to become a COE head or they become the HR head or CHRO. So they have to, if they decide to become a HR head or a CHRO after 10, 12, 20 years, so they have to learn
hmm,
about other HR subdomains also.
hmm,
For example, they have
right.
started their career in talent acquisition, but then they have to learn about talent management. They have to learn about L&D. They have to learn about comp and benefit. They have to learn about HRBP and so many others. So and they also have to learn about business. Plus, they have to excel in their own KRAs.
Hmm.
So how do they handle this challenge? How do they do everything together?
So if a person is at the entry level, okay, and the person gets an opportunity to handle, say, a function called payroll function of HR, okay. So I feel all the functions of HR is directly linked to the business,
Okay.
okay, in a maybe indirectly or directly. I think every role that we perform has an impact on the PNL, again, directly or indirectly. Why? Because we handle workforce, we deal with the workforce output, productivity, right? So I would suggest if someone is joining in HR, that person should try to get maximum exposure in all the gamuts of HR possible.
Mhm.
You shouldn't restrict yourself to just one side of it, that okay, I'll be just doing, say, payroll, and I'll be just building my career in it. Okay, I agree that that's your strong point, and maybe you, but as we say, if you don't expose a kid to n number of hobbies or activities, how the kid will be able to pick the best one for him or her? So similarly this goes here. I think you should expose yourself, give a try for at least few years, in initial few years, wherein you get a hand-on experience on all the profiles of HR, which at least the major ones: talent acquisition, talent management, yeah, development if possible, and then you can come up to a fair conclusion for self that okay, I'm very good at payroll, so let me handle operational side.
I
This
understand.
is what this is how I went about it. And again, within the team also, there is lot of interlockings. An acquisition person cannot do or cannot close the loop without a operation guy, right? Without a talent and development guy, because again, the wholesome picture, we have to take care of the person who is joined. So if a person is involved, a person entering the organization, it's not only about getting the person in the organization, right? You have to nurture him, you have to upskill him. So everything comes in the entire life cycle journey, and then the person exits. So even there, the role comes. So I feel a person should have the wholesome picture of this fraternity entirely, and then he or she may choose the COE wing or the CHRO or HR head wing as per the passion.
So ideally, what should be the career path? So first 2 years, they should stick to one subdomain and then change into another subdomain. Let's say before for the first 5, 6 years, how many subdomain do they need to have a deep experience in depth, and how many they can do it horizontally? What would be your advice?
So there is no thumb rule for this, Amitji. It all goes with the flow. That person gets an opportunity. All organizations don't give you this opportunity in the initial days of your career. So
Mhm.
I was fortunate that in my initial days of my career, I got a chance to set up the HR department along, of course, with my superiors and the peers. Now, so I joined as a management training. Okay, I was a fresher from a college.
Mhm.
Now, imagine the pressure that I must be having inside me, that how would I set up HR department without knowing anything about HR?
Correct.
So my journey started from there. And hence I say that few years could be, say, first 5 years, if you could explore, you can explore your hands in administration, you can explore your hands with payroll, recruitment, development, okay, psychology, understanding, talking to people as much as possible, along with understanding of the business, of course. I think you'll be pretty much clear after fifth year that what is my inclination towards and how I have been performing in that particular area.
And would you also suggest that taking up projects, small projects, from other.
Yes, that helps. That always helps. Yeah, that's an add-on. That's always an add-on. Please do that if you get a chance.
And see, consistency, some more consistency, like you said, is one of the major pillars of success. So,
Hmm.
how to achieve that consistency so that people, when you ask them for help, they are willing to help you only because they have seen your consistent performance. So, how to achieve that consistency? Because, like you mentioned, one day when you handle that challenge, and the person later on came and told you that you handled it very well. Every day is not
Hmm.
going to be same or easy. There will be new and new challenges. But still, how
Right.
can a youngster achieve consistency?
Just be on it. Yeah. I mean, it's so simple. Just be on it. मतलब हिलो ही मत आप अपने जगह से, you know. So whatever comes, however it comes, just face it. That is called consistency in my understanding. Okay, there will be a day wherein there will be a lot of issues. Your boss would be screaming and yelling at you. There would be major exits happening. There would be some people crying out with frustration. There would be a day, but that's fine. You understand that you're a doctor for them, right? People come to you for seeking advice or maybe so. Be calm. No need to fix up everything immediately. This is what I feel. That's where I mentioned silent counseling. At times, this works wonders. Take time, pick slowly. At times, listening ear itself is a big motivation kick for the employees. Give a listening ear to them. Let them raise their voice. You know, handle peacefully and calmly. There would definitely be another day which would be a better day than the day past. There would be an appreciative day. There would be success following you. So my point is that as we go, I mean, we come to Monday before after Sunday. Same way, take it. I mean, just go with the flow.
Very
फ्राइडे के बाद सैटरडे भी आता है एंड संडे के बाद मंडे भी आता है, you know.
good.
So simple. So I think keep life this simple, take as it is, and just stand where you are on it.
Right. Very powerful. See, there is a very strong self-belief also coming out during our,
Yes.
and like you took up challenges, you handling challenging situation, handling every day. So, like you mentioned, family support is one key ingredient of having that self-belief. How else can youngsters build that self-belief? What do they need to do?
Read more and more you can.
Okay.
Educate yourself, talk to professionals whenever, however you get chance.
Hmm.
Connect on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think attend few training courses. So like I know Kushalta does this very beautifully. Kushalta trains youngsters in fact they train at all the levels, but for the youngsters, they can always approach them. They'll 100% guide them in changing the mindset, in adapting the new world that they would be entering into. So yes, these kinds of preparedness would definitely help them in moving better, but the inner belief will come from inside.
Hmm.
For inner belief you have to, I think, build on your knowledge before entering corporate world. What else you can have with you? You can have deep knowledge
Hmm.
on the area and a very positive attitude. So
Hmm.
always aptitude don't work. Attitude has to be equal to the aptitude there.
And like you mentioned, self-contemplation, the spirituality and the healing and understanding who you are, that will also improve the self-belief that a person may have.
100% Amiji. You should know who you are and then you can heal someone. So healing doesn't mean only spirituality. I mean, by the way of spirituality, you can heal someone. Today, unknowingly though, I speak to my people, I resolve their issues. I'm healing out. I'm healing them, right? If I wouldn't have done that, that person would have got mental stress disorder or any other therapies that person would be undertaking. So that's why I'm saying that this is very underrated thing. This cannot be measured, right? Human touch, human approach cannot be measured. But if you are content from within, you know who you are and how you have to deal with the person, you'll automatically flow with the flow.
So will you say that the corporate world is moving towards, let's say, where sports teams are moving? For example, earlier the manager or coach of a cricket team used to be the best player, best ex-player, who would teach
Okay.
the players how to pick up a bat, how to bowl, how to achieve the swing, etc., etc., etc.
Hmm.
But nowadays, there is so much information already available. People, they learn
Hmm.
the basic skills by watching YouTube.
Correct.
So CEOs, I was just reading a report somewhere that they are tasked, headhunters are tasked to search for CEOs who are more empathetic, who are more kind,
Absolutely.
who are more passionate.
Absolutely.
Because how to manage the emotions of the people is becoming the new challenge, and the day is not far where more and more HR professionals, CHROs, HR heads would be occupying. It has already started, but they would be occupying the CEO chair because they are the ones who can manage emotions the best. So that is what.
Absolutely. Perfectly said. I think managing or stabilizing, I would say, emotions along with performance structure of an organization, okay, is the key of strategic HR today.
See,
At
we
times,
also
even you have to stabilize the emotional
correct,
thing, right?
correct,
Yeah. So
correct,
how would you do that? Just by reading books? Just by watching YouTube videos? No, that will not happen. It has to come from within.
correct. Very powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful. Shrishi, also asking for help. So when we need help, and in today the world is becoming more complex by the day. How to have mentors, how to do this networking, and how to have that support group apart from the family who can help whenever we need help.
Okay. So first, if you're entering in an organization, there would always be at least immediate superior whom you will be reporting to. This is what I feel. Okay. If nothing else, you will be at least having one boss with you.
Correct.
Just go and be with the boss. Sit along. Sit along with him.
Mhm.
Understand business. Not necessarily always structure. Informal way. Okay, get involved in in majority of the decisions that he takes. So for example, the boss says do XYZ. Okay, try asking why XYZ, not ABC. you
Mhm.
know Try digging it up so you understand the background behind it.
Mhm.
So this will happen only if you are on it. This will happen only if your heart and your mind is balanced together.
Correct.
This will happen only if you feel that this is where I wanted to be and I am here. So this clarity, if it is there, I don't think that you have to put any special effort uh, in aligning things and remain consistent.
And how to have mentors, how to go about having mentors.
So mentors could be anyone, sir. I think anyone can teach you anything, right? I mean, so in my organization, if I say I have a superior, of course, my boss whom I report, that is one person. Family, friends are there. Via LinkedIn, there are so many channels these days. Via LinkedIn, you can connect to professionals. You
Mhm.
can drop a kind note to them. And definitely, there are people around, generous people who would like to, I mean, who would guide you if you require any kind of help.
Mhm.
There are, I think, colleges where the part-time courses are available. Of course, online is also there, but then they do give you a forum wherein after the course you get to connect with all the alumni
Correct.
of that particular institute.
Correct.
So, I mean, all these things are available in the market today.
Mhm.
What is to be done is the kick from within. That
Correct.
let me touch all the points and get myself equipped before I enter in.
So how to get the kick? Is it related to goal that a person sets for himself or herself that at the end of 12 years I have to become an HR head? Or how some people having that kick, why don't some other people have that kick? How can a person go about having that? So does that goal setting, does that help?
So goal setting would be self goal setting, Amitji. Now
Correct.
this varies person to person, right? The personalities also vary. So there couldn't be one rule which applies to all. I would say that first be very clear that you are choosing this field because you want to do it,
Mm.
not just by the force. Because by force, if you come in, you'll not be able to deal with this fraternity at least. Why? Because as I say, every day you come up with a new product. You have to come up with new ideation. You have to come up with new solution.
Mhm.
One size will not fit to all. So first, if you are interested in this field, you like talking to people, you can handle human behavioral aspect, okay, you can please join this field. Once you join this field, I think you shouldn't just keep thinking about that, okay, after 12 years I'll be here, after 15 years I'll be there. Rather, concentrate on where you are at
Mhm.
that time. So if the first it's your first year, see to it that what maximum you can gain out of it. talk to people. You can just connect with people in your organization itself. You learn so many things. Again, as I say, there are so many perspectives for HR, for business. So just keep connecting, networking. There's so many platforms today apart from your self organization. You can connect with those. And definitely, I mean, you'll arrive at a position wherein you'll be able to decide where, okay, this is my field or this is my forte wherein I would like to specialize in. So mentors specifically in a formal setup, yes, there are many lot of mentorship programs that consultants also run, many organizations also run. You can enroll there. But I would say in a very natural flow, if you want to go, connect with everyone across. Somewhere someone will be a mentor for you in a silent way at least.
Very nice.
What is a mentor? You learn something from them, right? This is what mentor is. When you're confused, you like to seek an opinion. So it could be in a form of a friend, it could be in a form of a boss, it could be in a form of a colleague, it could be anyone, right? It is just that we don't tag him or her as mentor.
Correct.
So just keep learning. Automatically, growth will follow you.
Very nice. See, two things you have said which resonate a lot, Shree. One is read more and more, learn, and also use LinkedIn. See, in my workshops, when I ask even people at the mid level or even higher, senior level, that when was the last time you actually posted something on LinkedIn or you engaged with your next prospective boss on LinkedIn by
Hmm.
liking his
Hmm.
or her post or making a comment.
Hmm.
So out of 100 people, hardly one or two will raise their hands. Now,
Correct.
many people go on networking platforms like LinkedIn only when they're looking for a job.
Job. Yes.
But taking out 10 minutes in a week, why is it so tough? And like you were saying, it is so powerful. You connect with mentors, you connect with different peoples, you come to know of help that you can get. So it's so very powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this happens maybe because of the prioritization of that particular person, Amitji.
Mhm.
Not everyone, this is a priority. That's the reason taking out 10 minutes from the entire 1 week also looks difficult. But for the same person, if he needs job, that person will not even have, 10 minutes spare and he'll be just on LinkedIn searching for jobs. So this is the way it goes. You know, that's why I say that the objective, the why has to be very clear that, okay, where I have to land and how I'll be landing out there. Of course, connecting with people, you'll not be landing there, but at least you'll be understanding their psyche, what I have to develop in myself, what certifications they have been doing, what training program they have been attending. Can I also do that? So the more you talk, the more you explore, the more you learn.
Correct. You also talked about stakeholder management, like
Yeah.
connecting with your boss, having formal discussions, and earlier also the stakeholder management. So that is a very neglected piece of advice, which generally is there, but so very powerfully you mentioned. So some more thoughts on that.
So, stakeholders, after your immediate boss, I think you have to deal with stakeholders, right? HR cannot work in isolation. They have to work with people, for people, of people.
Correct.
So, when the stakeholders perceive you with a different lens, or they have something else in the mind, and if you don't crack that code, okay, whatever you serve them, it will be of no help, right? So, for example, my boss used to say this in my earlier days that Shri, if someone needs pizza and you serve idli to them, they'll not be happy. They'll still crib, they'll still be unsatisfied. Why this happened? Because I didn't understand my stakeholder. I didn't understand what that particular person wanted, right? At least I should understand that the person needs pizza and I should offer pizza. The basic level of understanding should be maintained. And then, okay, I understand. Then the pizza can vary in terms of taste and the likings. That is separate. So, stakeholder management, when I say your success as a good HR leader may, depends to a major extent to the stakeholder, on the stakeholder management,
Correct.
how stakeholders perceive you in the board meeting, because if the stakeholder is in your side, things will really be very smooth.
Very nice.
Whichever initiatives you come out with, they'll be with you. Like, okay, let's do this for our people. Let's take out some time from my sales job and come and fill this survey for you. Otherwise, I mean, majority of us are just in the pull strategy,
Correct.
right? Please come, please do, please fill the survey. The typical HRs are known for. Then this will automatically be attraction. I mean, okay, HR is calling us, let us go. This will be a so they have to be made understood that this is for their benefit. Simple. If you do this, you will be benefiting out of it, not HR.
Very nice.
So building this rapport, building this connection, I would say building this bond is very, very important.
Very nice.
You have to build a bond with your stakeholders if you have to be successful in that organization.
Very nice. And like you said, it boils down to every interaction, every engagement, every conversation that you are having with every.
100%. Because it is with people,
Correct.
and those people are their team. So you have to connect to the top
Very
to
nice.
percolate down the pyramid.
So at how powerful is it at the mid level, or how important is it at the mid level to do the stakeholder management, or does it start from the senior level? One. Secondly, what else would be your advice for people at the mid level?
No, stakeholder management can be done at any level, Amiji. I remember my initial days when I was just a management trainee. I was connected with all the stakeholders in my organization. Okay. So, of course, the discussion point would vary. The intensity of the discussions would vary because of the experience. But then the connection, the bond was always there.
Very
And
nice.
if you grow in the same organization, the bond helps you. So first you were junior, then you go to the mid level cadre. The same stakeholder or the culture of the stakeholder will help you to pull you up. You know, they'll not pull you down; they'll pull you up. So the bond will always be there. Of course, the thought process changes as per the experiences, but this can always be made under. So if the bond is strong, it's always easier to convince them, right? Why are we doing this? So let it be mid level, let it be junior level, let it be senior level. Stakeholder management bonding has to be done. This is what I feel.
Very powerful.
You should know your customer. Simple. The
Very,
business mindset speaks. You should know your customer. So
very,
yeah, so they are my customer.
very nice. What else? What else is would be your advice to people at the mid level for uh, growth?
Um, Sit with seniors, possible
Mhm,
higher ups. I mean,
mhm,
sit with them,
mhm,
just casually, maybe for a cup of coffee. Just discuss randomly about the business, about the happenings that is going around.
mhm,
Okay, not only in HR, but only in the other fields as well.
mhm,
Understand the mindset, what the market is operating at.
mhm.
Yeah. Uh, Read more and more, connect with different species of people, different species of professions, I would say. Okay, why? Because again, you have to deal with people. You don't know which person is being recruited with what background, right? So, so just keep connecting, understanding, talk, and learn from that each conversation. It is not just talk and go, let go, but learn from each conversation that, okay, if this was the mindset or this was the involvement of that X person, how could I make it better if this was being done with me? So this comes with the inclination, Amiji. Nothing extra a person can do. I mean, this will not come with reading books or reading or watching any videos. This will come from within us, as I say. Self inclination, self pull, you has to be there if you have to grow.
Very nice. So we are coming to the end of this discussion, Shri. So to give the final touches, so we have talked about ownership, we have talked about resilience, we have talked about that HR is not only understanding people, it's also psychology. I mean, along with understanding people's psychology, crisis management, relationships, silent counseling, and then you have to have consistency. You have to learn how to handle energies, emotions, and then the three P's: passion, perseverance, people, and not having any ego, having the support system, learning by reading and talking to people. So, any final words that you would like to share with the youngsters who would be watching this podcast?
To young people entering HR fraternity, I would first say welcome to the one of the most popular, rewarding, and emotionally demanding professions altogether. So, welcome, guys. This is not an easy job, but yes, HR is beautiful. You deal with people every day, in and out. Yeah. And yeah, HR is not just about payroll and hiring or firing. HR today sits hand in hand with the business person. HR sits in the boardroom and they not only talk about employee well being, but also they contribute to the organizational well being, which directly hits the PNL, right? The impact, how you can create to it. So, this is what today the HR has become, and I'm sure it's going to be evolving years on years on years. My biggest advice would be balance mind and heart together. Okay, you will handle celebrations, but at the same time, exits. Yeah, you will be motivating someone at one time, but also taking super tough calls. So, balancing is an art which every strong HR professional should know or they do know. Yeah. And for Gen Z, guys, you're really very creative, very confident. I am fond of your digital sharpness that you guys carry along. And genuinely, this is bringing changes in workplace positively. Yes. So keep it up. But if you could also build on three things: one, listening skills; two, long term ownership; and three, consistency along with business understanding, it would add on to your portfolio. This will never go waste. So HR credibility is not built over social media platforms or just by one post getting viral. It is built by the trust that you have earned so far. So
Correct.
that is really important.
See, this is imploring me to ask one more question. And then
Please,
I'll also
please.
ask about AI. How do you use AI? But this is for people who find it challenging to deal with Gen Z. Because when you're talking with Gen Z, I'm getting the
Hmm,
impression that you enjoy dealing with them. You like talking
hmm,
to them or you like
hmm.
interacting with them. But many people find it very challenging. So what would be your advice to people at the senior level who find it difficult to deal with Gen Z?
So I'm not that senior, Amitji, to advise
Even
my
difficult
senior
to mid-level or
professionals.
senior.
But yeah, but I would just like to put one point what I have experienced so far. Gen Zs are just another set of people. I mean, they are not difficult, they're different. So that's it. So if you handle them differently, I mean, you can crack it. Yeah. They just need the answer why, as I said. If you answer their why, they'll automatically own the work and they go for it. And at a very high pace, I should say.
Correct.
Yeah, and you get to learn so many new things. Like I have my team who are all Gen Zs. They teach, especially AI, small AI things which these people teach in terms of prompt. If you give a right prompt, then you get this picture out. You get to learn so much. During my lunch, we just discuss about the happenings that these Gen Zs have in their mind. No work. We don't discuss any work during the lunch break. I just understand, ki, okay, in Insta, how did you make this reel? How did you post? Okay, with whom did you go last night hanging around? So what is happening from this, Amitji? You understand their mindset. Okay, they start connecting with you. They understand that, okay, we being Gen Z, still my manager is into my happenings. She's interested to know what I do, how I do. So this motivates them silently. So it has to go both way. Just, I mean, go along with them. They are superb. They are superb. Just that they just need to build on few things which I mentioned.
Correct.
Rest, I think, amazing generation to work with.
Spending time with them informally, just talking about their interest,
Yeah,
opinions.
yeah, yeah. That's their style of spending time post office may differ, right? Their thought process may differ, but then I mean, that happens because when they were born, they were digital. They had all digital appliances around them, right? When millennials were born, this was not there with them. So all the generations had their own beauty, I would say, and Gen Zs have their own beauty. So I treat them just like another set of people. But yes, I do treat them differently. I be more pally to them. At the same time, I make sure that they understand the why of it and they perform. Okay. And the fallbacks if you don't perform. So things have to be very clear on paper for them. That's it. If clarity and transparency is maintained, I think they'll work wonders with you.
Very nice. So, last question or last discussion point of discussion: how should HR professionals use AI to make their tasks or their day-to-day tasks easier?
AI is an enabler. They'll never replace humans. because AI cannot deal with people. Honestly, they don't have emotions built in them. They don't have sympathy in them. They don't have kindness in them. So use AI wherein your mundane activity gets sorted out. Yeah. Uh, Learn to give right prompts so that the report that you generate out of it makes sense to the business. So your clerical work, you can minus it by replacing it with AI. But the time that you have with you, you try to build on the softer side, which AI cannot replace ever.
Very nice.
So hand in hand. So in recruitment, if I say, I don't think so. Today, recruiters spend more than maybe what initial few minutes, just shortlisting the resumes. Why? Because we have ATS platform through AI. We get scoring of each resume. Yeah. So I know that okay, top 10 resumes are the best ones as per my filter keywords that I have put in. So I have to just work around those 10. So today we are very fortunate that we don't have to spend reading time in reading each and every resume and then screening, which I think a decade back people used to do. So so, so use AI very smartly, replace it with your mundane daily activity. Yeah, create bots as much as possible for your internal people, wherein you don't have to keep repeating the similar or the same answer. Okay, and fourth, use AI for your self development. Get training, be a right prompt engineer, uh, undergo a lot of certification courses, which even are quite free in many of the platforms like Udemy, Coursera, Allison. You can just opt for any one of them. You can join Kushalta. They'll help you out in guiding and keeping you aligned with the topmost AI platforms that go aligned with HR. There are a lot of things.
Thank you. So on this note, thank you so much, Shri. Thanks for giving us time. It has been so nice talking to you.
Thank you, Amaji, for having me here.